This is Beats of Fort Wayne.
Welcome into another episode of Beats in Fort Wayne. A little smaller group where, yesterday or last week's episode, we literally set a record, I think, for most people in this tiny, I know you guys can't see it, but it's a very tiny little room where we do this. It was formerly an office for our assistant news director. Now we're going in with, at least since I've started, our lowest cast, just Grace and I, but that's totally okay because she has enough music knowledge for like 100 people. And that's probably an insult, an understatement, honestly.
Whatever.
No, seriously. And so, yeah, we're here. The last couple weeks, we've kind of taken a more local spin on it. This time we're going a little more national, kind of talking about some recent single releases, upcoming albums, stuff like that. But it's kind of tied into some of the stuff we've talked previously. So kind of the first thing I wanted to discuss, Grace, is that Zayn released a new single called Sideways, which I'm probably going to butcher the name of the album, Conical.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's spelled Konnakol, so yeah, we're going to go with that. I'm sure he knows how to pronounce it if he was on the show. But yeah, coming out in April, released a single. I know you had mentioned right before we started that you've kind of listened to some his older stuff. So maybe for people, audience members who aren't too familiar with his music, how would you kind of describe his style?
Very like pop R&B. His like breakout solo single was Pillow Talk, which famously featured his now ex-girlfriend Gigi Hadid. Yeah, and that when I was like, that came out in 2016, 2017?
Yeah, it was when I was in high school, yeah.
Yeah, that was on repeat. That was on repeat in my headphones. But I guess he still it was pretty critically acclaimed, that album, featuring his like little baby self with his tattoos and stuff like that. But I guess he's taking a similar step in that direction. And I guess he is the fourth member of One Direction. I guess all four living members have released music now, or are going to this year. Because the next one up is Mr. Niall Horan. He is putting out, what was it called?
I believe it's called, I had it right here, Dinner Party.
Dinner Party.
Yeah, which releases in June.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And he makes more like folky pop, very acoustically led music, very similar to Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So, yeah, I guess kind of getting into that, I think it's interesting that obviously these guys were all together at one point, and now, like you said, have branched off from their own solo stuff, and each one kind of has their own a different vibe. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I remember, obviously, when we did the Harry Styles album review, it definitely seemed like you're a huge Harry Styles fan, so I don't know if you have a particular favorite of the solo acts and kind of why that is.
He, in my opinion, has had, I guess, the most complete vision. This is my opinion. So feel free to disagree with me, other One Direction fans. But he's always felt like he has branched out into himself the most, or branched out artistically the most, which is, like, regardless, is something I respect. If you do something weird or something weirder than what people expect of you, regardless of how successful it may or may not be, and then, like, props, right? Even though it is still pop music. Actually, someone said that, oh gosh, I can't remember who said this, that the beginning of American Girls feels like you're at like Vacation Bible School or something, and you're like gathering, you're about to start worship, and you're gathering, and it's like the saints are like, okay, guys, we're here together today on this Sunday, and it's like the worship leader, and it's like super emotional, like synthy music, and it's the same chords. Somebody said that, and now I cannot get it out of my head that American Girls sounds like the beginning of worship on a Sunday service or something. Like, it is stuck in my head.
Yeah. So I guess for you personally, if you had to rank, because Liam's the one who passed away, right?
Yes.
Did he release really any solo stuff before
He
that?
did. He had a couple like hit singles, but they're very poppy, very of the time.
Okay.
Very, like, I think it was probably 2017 or 18 when something came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had to rank the five in terms of personal preference, how would you do it?
I guess Musically, Harry, and then
This
probably
is favorite to least favorite.
favorite to least favorite.
Okay, yeah,
Harry's
yeah.
the best, and then Niall, Louis. Well, no, sorry, run that back. Harry, and then I think Zayn because he's got some really great vocal performances, and then Niall, Louis, and then Liam.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Have-
I've not really listened to Louis' music like at all.
Mhm. Yeah. Is your thoughts? I guess I was just thinking. It's been a few weeks now since, so we did the Harry Styles album review. Have your thoughts changed on that album in any way, or any particular songs? I don't know how much you've listened to it all since it came out. Or...
Yeah. Like again with like American Girl, some tracks really grew on me, like the
Mhm.
more like understated tracks. And then some of the like opening ones. I have to look at the track list again because I'm really bad about remembering song names. The Waiting Game definitely grew on me a lot, like a lot. It's very understated. It's got the most nuance. And then Carla's song, I think I dogged on it, but I should not have dogged on it. It was so good, so good.
Yeah, I still have not listened to the full album. I think we talked about this though. I did listen to a few songs, and one of them I really really liked was "Dance No More."
Mm-hmm.
Just like a very the bass was super heavy on that song, like almost like a
Yes.
techno. Maybe techno is not the right way to describe it,
No.
but almost like a funky bass line. I
It is
thought,
funk.
yeah, no, I thought that song was very catchy.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Other than like his most famous songs, definitely not too familiar with his discography. So no, I thought that was good. Or sorry, no, were you about to say something?
No. Yeah. Dance
Oh.
No More seemed to be like the consensus of it being the best song, even with like Brighter Than the Girls that were in here.
Mhm.
Like fans all like blanket love that song.
Okay, yeah, very cool. And then do you like One Direction at all, really? Or
I did when I was a kid.
Okay.
When I was like 12, I loved them. Like to the point where my parents gifted me a Niall Horan singing doll, like Barbie doll.
Mhm.
And then I went through like a very deep emo phase and I took an Expo marker and I like colored his hair black,
Mm.
which is, what you do when you're 14 and 15, obviously. You draw eyeliner on him. You do like the punk Tumblr edits.
Yeah, very cool. I thought it would be interesting. I just came across this article. So before I go down, it's from 2023, so it does not include Harry's newest album, where I believe Louis his album released in January, correct?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. So
right at the same time.
okay, yeah. So does not include these. It's from 2023, but includes One Direction and all the solo albums up to that point. I want you to guess if you have a prediction of what you think the number one is.
Harry's House.
I think that is what it was.
Is it? Oh,
Oh,
Harry's
no, it
House
was
is
number
number
three.
three.
Okay, it's
Oh,
a
okay,
self-titled. And
he's
this is his
self-titled.
debut, correct?
Yeah,
So-
that one's good. That one's
Okay.
really good.
Yeah.
That's his most like alternative, like all indie music.
Okay. What does it say? Okay, Sign of the Times. That's not the one I'm thinking, or maybe the one I'm thinking of is As It Was. Yeah, that's probably the one
Yeah.
I know the most. Of.
Yeah, that one blew
Oh.
up in like 2020. That was 2023, right?
This
I
article says 2022.
Oh,
So.
well, I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
But yeah. So yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of just go through this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Do I have? Oh, I don't have the monitor capture on this one. That's all right. So yeah, number one is Harry Styles by Harry Styles. Number two is One Direction, Made in the AM.
Is that their last one? I'm not
Yes,
as
it
versed.
is.
Okay, I'm not as versed with the more quote unquote modern One Direction.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because this came out in 2015. Zayn's album, the Pillow Talk one, came
Yeah.
out the next year, right? Or
okay,
right around
yeah,
that
because
time, I think. 'Cause
he was
it's-
the first one that left,
Yeah.
and then he put out his solo stuff.
okay. Just hits every mark, checks all of my boxes, is an overall yes.
And no skip album. Wow.
Yeah.
It's high
And then,
praise.
Yeah, Harry's House, number 3. I can't believe As It Was only a couple of years old. I feel like that came out way longer than that.
I know. People
But-
love using it as a song on TikTok
Really?
for their
Yeah.
videos.
Number 4, this person really likes, granted, this is just a BuzzFeed article, but yeah, this person really likes One Direction.
It is credible source that you can cite in an academic paper.
Fine Line by Harry Styles, number 5.
I did bump Fine Line quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
That
I
summer.
do know this song
Yeah,
too. Watermelon Sugar.
that was
yeah.
everywhere. It was
Okay.
inescapable.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking then. Is I just assume in my head I just have this coming out at the same time as it was. But yeah, clearly it's not the case. So.
No, there's a gap.
Louis Tomlinson.
Oh,
Faith in the
I was like,
Future.
who is that guy? Sorry.
Okay. So you're good. You're not familiar with this album then, really?
I
No.
didn't know.
I like all the different vibes. Slow songs, the more upbeat ones, a lot of punk rocky vibes. Interesting. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not really an album cover I would expect from any.
No, it's
Like
dramatic.
sounds ominous, yeah.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
Direction, Take Me
okay.
Out. This is their
See,
first one, right?
that is what I listened to.
Okay.
That was my first iTunes album besides Adele 21. That I used like my iTunes gift cards to buy this as a kid.
Speaking of that, that reminds me. I don't know. You might have had it around the same time. I got my first iPod when I was, it was an iPod Touch, probably around like 3rd or 4th grade, so I was 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it came with this free U2 album that came at the time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And
of course.
I'm not really a big fan of U2 in general, let alone like some album that came out in 2009, way past their prime.
It's
and
not
so-
even their best album.
Yeah.
Like their best music is from the 80s.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's what I always think of when I think of iTunes.
That's
is
crazy.
them just giving me a free U2 album that I didn't even like.
My sister and I shared an iPod
Mhm.
with my brother too, because he's the one who put all the racing games on there.
Okay.
But we all shared an iPod, and my sister was addicted to like YouTube growing up,
Mhm.
like all those YouTube poops and the Charlie Bit My Finger, and then I was obsessed with like cake decorating games. And yeah, I remember like fighting with my siblings over the iPod and
That's
who
funny.
would listen to what and when.
Uh-huh. So like Cooking Mama, did you play that?
Oh, I played Cooking Mama on the Wii
Okay.
because that's like God intended. I could go on and on about Wii
Yeah.
games too. I'm a Nintendo fan through and through.
Nice. Then the next one is Heartbreak Weather by sorry, you said it's Nile?
Yeah, it's Niall.
Niall Horn. Makes me feel like the main character. I don't even know what that means. Every
Um,
song on this album makes me feel like the main character.
Yeah. You don't know what that it means what it means. Exactly what it says.
Interesting.
Like you are the main character in a movie and it's
Okay.
like the soundtrack playing behind
Okay,
you.
so it just makes you feel okay.
I like how he uses Stranger Things font.
that is, isn't it? Yeah.
With the lightning. Like,
Yeah. So do you enjoy this album?
I've
Really?
never listened.
Never listened. Okay, no, you're good. You're good. I didn't realize One Direction came out with so many albums. Before they
Oh,
split
yeah,
up,
they
so-
like made one a
Yeah,
year
so,
pretty
yeah,
much.
That's about what it is.
Oh, okay.
Walls and Walls.
Another scary Louis Tomlinson
Mhm.
album cover, off-putting.
Yeah.
Sorry
you say
to
his music's kind of folky.
I think
Yeah.
more so Niall. Niall's more folk
Oh, okay.
facing with his Irish background.
Okay. All
See,
right, yep, here's Mine to Me. Or
yeah.
Mine to Mine, excuse me. 2016.
This is
Man,
good.
that makes me feel old. That album's 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. 10-year anniversary.
Remember
And he's
this-
coming out with more.
Listen to that on 107.9 or 96.3, whatever radio stations they were playing on.
Yeah,
around here.
literally. And he did like the font, like making one letter capital or lowercase or like all capital, all lowercase. He was one of the first people to do that.
Really?
That was seen as like different and like interesting. Now you have people like Travis Scott who do everything in
Yeah.
all caps all the time.
Well, and I wonder if that's what inspired just like the mocking. Like I feel like you see that like if someone's trying to mock you or like
Yeah.
mimic your.
And
Yeah.
like the SpongeBob.
Yes, exactly. After that, we have another Zayn album, Icarus Falls,
Oh.
2018.
I didn't listen to this one
No.
either.
Another one. Okay, this had to be
That
their
okay,
OG.
see
Yes.
that's that one in the original One Direction album. That's what I listened to.
Okay.
And that's what the best their number one song forever and ever is.
2011. That's all. I think I mentioned it on the Harry Styles album review episode where I guess obviously I knew that song, but really what I think of when I think of One Direction is just when they were on the iCarly episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you know ball. Dude, that episode was so good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, never listened
Selected
to
by
this
Niall
one.
Horan.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
Listening by Zayn. That's an interesting album.
I've seen
cover
the
here.
album cover. I don't think I realized it was Zayn.
Okay.
I've seen fan art.
Liam Payne, LP1. That's actually a clever album title.
LP1.
No, I remember that was definitely sad when he passed, and
For
kind of just
sure.
the way that whole went down. And,
Yeah.
and I think that was kind of the first time I realized how many people were like huge One Direction fans here in the
Yeah.
newsroom because Lydia and Logan. I don't think Hannah was working here yet. I could be wrong, but yeah, that was very unfortunate.
When that happened, at my old job, I was the youngest person working in my office.
Yeah.
And there was like fully grown, like 35, 40-year-old women who were like bawling over
Really?
Liam. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. They were like, it's just so sad. I'm like, it is sad. I don't know that guy, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I was just surprised. I was like, I didn't expect fans of all ages to be this shook up about it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I feel like, and especially like for me as well, like being a sports fan, I feel like it is just one of those things where if you really gravitate toward, a certain person, it
For
does
sure.
hit. Like I wouldn't even say I'm like the biggest Ozzy fan in the world, but when he passed away last year, I was like,
Yeah.
man, I mean that you just, and I feel like even if you don't even listen to Ozzy, you know who Ozzy Osbourne is, and so
For sure. For
and
sure.
yeah, and then I remember going back and listening to Black Sabbath albums after it
Yeah.
happened, and obviously knew like Iron Man, Paranoid, all the big ones, but came
For
across
sure.
songs I'd never even heard of, and so yeah, no, it definitely has an impact on people.
Yeah.
I guess like you said, maybe 40-year-olds, because what they would have been.
It was just surprising. They would have been like in their 20s.
Yeah, early 20s in One
Yeah.
Direction. Yeah, that is a little interesting. But,
Yeah. I mean, hey, who doesn't love a boy band at all ages?
yeah, fair enough.
But I remember being in like freshman year of high school when Bowie died, and I remember just like so many, like that one really hit a lot of people. Like right before Prince passed away too. I just remember like one of my best friends at the time. She was coming to school and she's just like in shambles over David Bowie, and I'm like, wow, I guess it is that deep, you know?
Well, yeah, and I guess kind of going off that now, I remember a couple. I remember when Tom Petty died,
Oh yeah.
and it was weird because I don't know if you remember this, but I think they reported that he died, and then it came out that he didn't, but then he did like 2
Yes.
days later. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was weird. I don't know how that happened,
Yeah.
but and I remember my dad had a greatest hits album with Tom Petty, so Won't Back Down, Running Down a Dream. I mean, yeah, there's so many. He's got too many to count classics, but and then I definitely remember when Chester Bennington died.
Oh.
That one was extremely sad.
Yeah.
Especially just we don't really have time to get into it, but just knowing his
Yeah.
connection to oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Lead singer of Soundgarden.
Oh, yeah, I'm blanking on his name too. I know what you're saying.
Chris Cornell.
Yes.
Chris Cornell.
Yes.
Yeah, just knowing the connection between those two, and
Yeah.
I forget the dates, but I think he
Mm-hmm.
passed the day that Cornell, or it was either his
Yeah.
birthday or something like that. So yeah, I remember that one too in high
Yeah.
school, and I think we've talked about it on past shows before.
Mm-hmm.
But as a kid, watching like the One Step Closer YouTube
Yeah.
or music video on YouTube that has like 8 gazillion views somehow, and that was like the early YouTube days. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Linkin
like-
Park's awesome, obviously, and so
Just generationally changing music
Yeah.
in like the rock alt scene forever. Do you like the new female lead singer?
I think she has a great voice. I guess the problem with me, or the problem I have with it, and this is more just rock in general, I think it all just kind of sounds the same. And I know that bands obviously, like even by the time they got to, is it Seconds to Midnight?
30 Seconds to
30
Midnight?
Seconds to Midnight.
Yeah.
I know
Jared
their sound.
Leto?
Yeah, I know their sound by then had already changed so much compared to Meteora or Hybrid Theory. But yeah, I guess to me it just kind of sounds
Yeah.
all the same to other rock,
Modern,
so.
yeah, that modern rock now where it's like they were groundbreaking then, and but then everyone else did the same thing, so now it just sounds overproduced and
Yeah.
it's not as gritty as it was. And yeah, I mean, I guess live she's awesome. She's great.
No,
and
like
she
her
does
voice sounds incredible.
Yeah, like she does a
so.
really good like tribute to like all the original music.
Mhm.
But I have listened to some of the newer
Yeah.
Linkin Park releases, and I'm like, it's just not Linkin Park, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's good. She's great at what she does. So
Yeah.
and more women in the rock scene for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I guess with them specifically, I think one of the things too is that, like I said, most bands obviously change their sound over time.
Yeah.
But considering their sound, even by like new metal terms, which is so unique
Yeah.
that when you go away from that, it's like, it just ain't really them anymore.
Yeah,
And so,
it doesn't feel as authentic.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like overproduced and
mhm.
record label their idea of a new metal or rock or
Mhm.
anything, et cetera, album, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what people mean when people sell out, I guess. When bands sell out.
Yeah. So no, honestly, really like the only new rock band I can think of that I really like. Were you working here when David Huffman was still here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah. He was a former producer here. Actually, we were hired the same day, funny enough. He's huge into like the modern rock. I'll admit I don't know how. But he did show me Sleep Theory. I don't know if you've listened to Sleep Theory or like Sleep Theory at all.
I have heard of Sleep Theory.
Yeah, I actually like some of their stuff. I
Yeah.
think they kind of have a unique side. I really like their singer. I think they have some good stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of just how it is. But
There's some great talent coming up, but that you really have to make your own. You really have to pave your own path. Like you have to be very unique. Otherwise, you are going to sound exactly the same as everyone else.
yeah.
So I have, not to be uppity and gatekeepy about music, you listen to whatever you want to listen to, whatever makes you happy, you know, especially if you love One Direction, which sounds really mean. But yeah, you have to be different. And it's what's tough. You know, I could go on and on about how the music industry is just not what it was, or it's just not a very welcoming place right now. But if you do forge your own path, like it can be really cool if you do something different. Yeah, I think one of our middle waves bands is doing that too, and I've already spaced on their names, which is just really cool and awesome.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what? It is The Paradox.
Okay.
So if they've gotten the stamp of approval from like Blink-182
That's
and
right. Yeah.
stuff like that. And they are modern pop punk, which is like an oxymoron. And that genre is really, really, really dead. Like it is dead. But for them to bring it back in an authentic way and not in a overproduced again, like corporate-y way, the fact that they're so like new and like kind of green to making music, and them as a band aren't exactly like you know, they haven't been around for very long. For them to have their like pave their own way so far like that is just it's great with an older sound and still be authentic and still feel real and tangible and all that. I can't wait for them to blow up because they deserve it.
Yeah.
They deserve it. As gatekeepy as I can be.
Very cool. So yeah, well, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for joining us. I mentioned it or referenced it kind of at the beginning of the episode, but last week Grace and I sat down with Man of the Flood, one of the bands that will be performing in Middle Wave. Sat down with them for about an hour, talked about you know, kind of just their new album. Just kind of some of their inspirations growing up, even talking about a hot dog stand in Cleveland they performed at. So we talked about just about anything you can think of. So that full episode is now on YouTube, along with other archive episodes of Beats of Fort Wayne and plenty of other stuff we do on Wayne 15 Plus. So please check that out. For Grace, thank you for giving your wonderful knowledge. Like I said, she is all about it. She knows that stuff for real. So. Like I said, thank you guys for joining for another episode of Beats of Fort Wayne, and we will see you guys next time.
This is Beats of Fort Wayne.